はい、おはようございます。皆さんお元気ですか？聞こえますか？はい、今日は日本語クラスやっていきたいと思います。Welcome everyone. We are starting the Japanese class today. おはようございます。Oops. Good morning, and I will be helping this class, teaching this class starting today. So welcome everyone. So just want to make sure that everybody can see. I can see myself and everything, but want to make sure that everybody can see me. So I'm going to double check on my other device. Yep, looks like we're good. So, and I'll be checking the chat box. So if you have any questions or can't hear me or whatnot, please let me know. So we will get started. All right. Okay, so today there will be 4 parts to it. You see on the title outline here. So I have this welcome since I haven't been teaching the Japanese class for a while. I wanted to welcome you and kind of talk about a little bit about this group and also myself. And then we will do some hiragana. Some you requested. We'll be sort of reviewing hiragana one by one, so that you feel very good about like writing, reading, and recognizing those hiraganas. So we'll do little by little on that. And then we will look at some Bible verses in Japanese, of course. So you'll be learning some vocabs and also stories from the Bible. And at the end, I will talk a little bit about the textbook. We will finish this class 10:40 today. So wherever we get to, that's where we're gonna land on, but we'll definitely starting again next week. So don't worry, wherever we're not getting to, we will pick up and do it next week. So the number one, the welcome. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this group who's hosting the Bible study, but Japanese class. We are Japanese Christian Community Miami. We have this little website. So you can check it out. I can post a link later. So we have this group at meeting. Right now we're meeting online only due to pandemic, but usually we meet in Miami and Southwest area. And we have language classes, Japanese, English conversation, and Spanish, and also Bible study. So after this class period, we will meet for Bible study where we study Word of God Bible in Japanese and other language so you can understand, what's going on. But it's really cool in a way that you can meet other people who are Japanese speaking and also get to hear like a real Japanese. So I encourage you to join. You can stream through Facebook or we have Zoom link as well. And so we've been meeting since 2016 and we are, we want to tell people about Jesus but also want to serve the community. So that's why we offer Japanese class. And some of you are learning because you want to learn. Some of you are learning because you want to tell people about Jesus in Japan or in the US to Japanese people. There are different purposes to learn Japanese. That's totally fine. But we just want you to know who we are and what we do and why we're doing this. And if you want to go through more and know what we believe, about the Bible, about Jesus Christ, you can read through it. So that's sort of briefly about the group. And my name is Yui. 私の名前はゆいです。And my husband leads this group, JCC Miami. And I teach for a living, but I don't teach Japanese for a living. But I was born and raised in Japan, so I'm here. I may not be able to describe each details of Japanese little participles and stuff as a native speaker. It's hard to do, but I'll do my best to facilitate the learning. And if I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer. So I'm excited to learn with you through this class. So let's move on to the second piece, which is the hiragana piece. Okay, so some requested, okay, let's learn about how to, really master the writing. Okay, so good news I have today. I have this computer, but I will hopefully be getting iPad so I can draw and talk about the Japanese writing, as we speak. But today we have this sort of like a different way of showing. So Japanese has three, types of letters: hiragana, katakana, and kanji, which comes from China, but we sort of use it in combination of three to express what we want to say. So we start with hiragana, and if you're able to read hiragana, you can read a lot of things. It may not make sense to you, but you can still see, you can still read, which is like eye-opening. So I'd love for you to have experience with that. In elementary school, you will, all children start learning hiragana formally. It's part of the required education, right? 9 years of education that's required in Japan. And our literacy rate is like 99 point some percent, which is very good. So, let's look at this. So today we will look at 5 letters. Some of you, this is review, I'm sure. But some of you, okay, oh my gosh. Oh, well, but we have to start somewhere. So what we're gonna look at 5, which is a, I, u, e, o. You can see on the bottom of the screen. Can make it bigger. But I want you to pay attention. I will show you a little video on how to write it, but I want you to see it sort of. I'm not sure if you can see my like a cross arrow thing, but you can see the sequence of a drawing, and it's connected. So you want to write in a correct sequence. So you see it, there's number 1 from left to right, and then you go up, and then go straight down, and then you go a little bit up. You see number 3 of this, and that composed of a. So that when Japanese people see this, it's a. It sounds a, right? And then I, it's much simpler than a. You just kind of follow this arrow 1, 2. U is rather simple as well. So you can see that if you write in the order that's written here, then I think it looks more beautiful because you're writing the way it's supposed to be. And in Japanese school, they really like nail you down the order of writing, because you could draw a line from bottom to top, but that's not how it is. So if you learn it the right way, right? So And the E is like that, 1 and 2, and O's a little complicated, but O from left to right and top to bottom, all the way, and then sequence. I made it in a 75%, so it's slower than the original video, so that you can see the sequence very well. So I'll show you, it'll be very short. So that's A. Okay. Okay, so the 1, 2, and 3. That's A. Okay. Next E. So from the left, you're gonna go straight down and then to the right. The next U, the top, go down, and then big one there, and then the A in the first one, and then the second, it's a one stroke in a big way, right? And the last one's O, left to right, started. You kind of see the pattern after a while, which is nice. So up and down, go around, and then at the end. All right, so that's for today. I won't go further. Oops, we'll do ka next week. So we have this. If you know this already, maybe try writing multiple times to make it even more beautiful, or or be able to really feel good. And I think we can learn it in different ways. And if you know this is just a review, if that's the case for you, I have some vocabs. Even just learning 5 letters, if you're able to recognize these 5 letters, you can like write some meaningful words or vocabs in Japanese, which I put on the bottom here. Oops, maybe I'll put it like that. You can see this first one, love, which is ai. So now you can see ai. That's love, noun. And the second word is ie. You see the second one with the house? It's ie, means house. So the second letter and the fourth letter, ie, is house. Ue is up. Ue. And the fourth one is ao. It's a color blue. Ao. A and O. Both are a little more complicated than the others, but that's a combination of say ao. Okay. And then the fifth one is e, drawings. E. So it's one word, but hey, works. And some verbs that we can make out of these 5 letters are out. Out is to meet. That's the what do you call it? The original form. So it will conjugate to different things, but you need to know the original form. So out is to meet. I'm trying to do this little drawing, but and then the last one is you. You is to say. So you can see that, oh my gosh, I recognize all this, or maybe you're still like, oh my gosh, this is too much. Whichever the way, maybe you can study this 5 and really master it this week, so that you will feel good, because I know as you build up, you will be able to recognize more and more, and you will really like it. So, and that would help you learn the Japanese language. So I encourage you to study this week and feel really good about it. Okay, so that's our hiragana portion. So we'll be doing kakikukeko after next week. So, okay. So for the next part, we'll look at Bible. So I have this. My sister gave this to me, well, not me, to my son. I have this Jesus Bible story. This is made for kids. And today we wanted to look at Luke. You can see, if you're familiar with the story, there are characters here. That's a Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, and this is Mary. So I will just talk a little bit about it. Here are the notes. So it's from Luke 1:26 and later. So Luke in Japanese is Luca. So the names are different too sometimes. My name is no different in English, but some people, some of the names are different in different language. And then on top, Luke 1:26 is 1章26節。1章26節から。So from chapter 1, verse 26 and on. So that's where we're looking at. So as I said, and it's really cool, is that I have this in English and Spanish. It's a little crowded because it's two languages, but I have this corresponding translation, basically. This is the translation, but original is in English. But, you know, we can kind of compare and look at different things. So it's really nice. So if you're interested, you could also have access to that. So today's character is this person with a white gown. So this is Gabriel in Japanese. It's Gabriel. So you see, this is katakana because it's a foreign name. If you don't recognize it, you will. But so Gabriel, that's how we say it. It's very different from English. And I put the pronunciation on the side next to the katakana letters. And I put Li and Lu, it's with Li and Lu, because in Japanese people we do R, but if I put R, you will probably pronounce it like R, which is more like L sound. So Gabriel, right? So it's different. It's not R sound. So I put, for the pronunciation purpose, I put L here. Okay, so next one is this. So tenshi is angel. You see, tenshi Gabriel. あれ、なくなっちゃったじゃん。Okay. 天使ガブリエル。これだよ。ほら、あるくんこれ。ガブリエル。これ違う。これ関係ない。これ、はい。ガブリエルね。天使ガブリエル。Angel Gabriel。天使。そうだね。So, and then the next, well, the person who's not there, but is important, is Joseph, who is at that time was the fiance of Mary. So that's why I put in a blue, green letter, Yosefu. That's also katakana for a name. Yosefu, Joseph. And the lady that was on the drawing on the book was Mary, right? And Mary is Maria. So you see on the red is Maria. So Maria. So my son's repeating and he knows a lot of words. It's amazing. So this scene is basically in Luke, so Angel Gabriel came to tell Mary that great news. So I see, and you see, on this purple bluish letter on the left, I have this verse. He appears all of a sudden, to Mary, who was a girl, probably somewhere in her teens at that time. And Gabriel, ガブリエルはマリアに言いました。Gabriel told Mary this one. おめでとう。恵まれた方。主があなたと共におられる。Let's say it again. おめでとう。恵まれた方。主があなたと共におられる。So, おめでとう It's a general word for congratulations. If you want to say happy birthday, it's 誕生日おめでとう. It's like birthday おめでとう. おめでとう could be when you have a baby. So it's like happy, like new birth, 出産おめでとう. So it could be, you can put other things and put おめでとう. Well, おめでとう means congratulations, so you can definitely use that for different occasions. おめでとう. So Gabriel said to Mary, おめでとう, congratulations. 恵まれた方. Kata is like a person, and 恵まれる is to be blessed. So you see that you're the blessed one. 恵まれた方。主があなたと共におられる。主 is the Lord. 主があなたと共に、あなた is you. あなたと共に、共に is like be with. おられる。So be with that person is a 共に is together and おられる is to be. So the Lord is with you. So I'll read it again. おめでとう。恵まれた方。主があなたと共におられる。So you already see, if you remember from the hiragana 5 letters that we covered, you see the first one is O. So you recognize this, oh my gosh, this is nice. U. I know my writing is a little maybe different, but U is this U, the third one that we learned. And anata no a is also what we learned. And orareru no o is again, as part of the first 5 hiragana. So that's from Luke 1:28. ルカの1章28節。28節。So after Gabriel gave the news to Mary, okay, wow, what's going on here? Right? So it's like she's like super surprised. So, and then Gabriel moves on and tells what is this congratulation about. So you see on here, maybe I can make it bigger so you can see, because it is a lot here, but I wanted to put it all in. So okay, so you see on the green, Maria, あなたは赤ちゃんを産みます。イエスと名付けなさい。その子は神様のたった一人の息子です。そう、この子こそあなたたちが待ち望んでいた救い主なのですよ。Okay, I know it was really long. So, let's see. So, now Gabriel is telling more to Mary about this. Maria, Mary. あなた is you, right? あなたは赤ちゃんを産みます。赤ちゃん is a baby. And my son knows this word too. 赤ちゃんを産みます。産みます is to birth. So, マリア、あなたは赤ちゃんを産みます。Mary, you will have a baby. イエスと名付けなさい。イエス is Jesus. 名付ける is to name. So name him Jesus. イエスと名付けなさい。Hold a second. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to do something real quick. Okay. Voy a salir. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to just Okay. Voy a salir. Yo no puedo hacer.
Hola,
¿Puede dejar
hola
así?
mis amigos.
Okay.
Buenos días, Linda.
Okay, so イエスと名付けなさい。That's what was word, right? Sorry about that. So イエスと名付けなさい。Name him Jesus. その子は、その is that. 子 is a child. その子は神様の、神様 is God. 神様のたった一人の息子です。一人 is one person. 一人。たった一人 is the only one. たった一人の息子です。息子 is son. So this child is God's only son. Okay. And the next one, so. It's like, yes. So, その子こそ、その is that child. その子こそ、あなたたちが、あなた is you. あなたたち is no, you as plural. あなたたちが待ち望んでいた。待ち望んでいた is like waiting for, but really like earnestly waiting for. 待ち望んでいた救い主。救い主 is the savior. 救い主なのですよ。So, so the starting from so is, yes, this child is, also it's like to emphasize, this is a person, the savior that you've been waiting for. So that's from verse 132, 一章32節. So that's, I have this English translation here. Mary, you will birth a baby, name him Jesus. He's the only son of God. Yes, this child is the one you've been waiting for. He is the Savior. So this is what Christmas is, has started really. And what did Mary say about this? We'll talk about this next week. You might already know, but you can also, read the Bible, or you can maybe find a children's book, Google, whatever you want to do. But I really like this. This one, this for the kids, and so it is paraphrasing some of the things, but language learning, it's easier language than, the Bible. But also, it's not just this book, but in the Bible too. Like thinking about not just reading a story as a story's sake, but how did all the people feeling about this? Like, all of a sudden this 16 or 17, the young girl received this huge news. It's like, what was she feeling about? What would Joseph think about? Like imagining all that and really thinking about, story and the feelings that went around in people's mind. I think that's very interesting. This is the Bible in Japanese, the original one. Original one meaning like it's not a paraphrase. This is actual like one of the translations. You can see that the letters. Oh, you may not be able to see it, but you can see letters are from top to bottom, which is like typical in formal writing. Japanese formal writing, a newspaper is top to bottom, like that. So I just wanted to show this to you. But so this is part of the Christmas story. We will keep moving with that. So I wanted to talk about the Marugoto textbook rest of the time. I have the textbook here. So I thought about different things to do, but since we are starting from hiragana, I wanted to go back to the beginning of the Marugoto book. Some of you, this is a review. Some of you, this is like, yes, been waiting for this. Whatever the way it is, if it's review, great. You can maybe focus on writing and reading as well as remembering those vocabs, and also thinking about like how can we put this into our lives, because the more we think in the language, um, it would be easier to and naturally comes out. Like the way I learned the language is like I did have basic studying, like I speak Japanese and English and Spanish. I did study all the languages in school, like formal, have the vocabs, basic, details. I know some of you are like learning on your own, which is like I'm so like amazed about that. But like having the vocabs, but also like making this part of your life. So, I mean, it's like maybe not right to say greet to a family member in Japanese all the time. Like they might be annoyed, but you can think it. Like, you say good morning to your family member, but then okay, what are you saying in Japanese? And you can have it in your head, or if your family members also learning Japanese, and maybe you can even say the greetings to each other or whatnot. There are different ways to think about this, but or you can instead of write, in addition to writing a diary, if you do, you have one sentence said in Japanese. Something, like making a little effort to integrate Japanese into our lives. I think that would be nice way to think more in Japanese. So the Marugoto book, which is the one David Sensei has been covering, the lesson 1 is the greetings. I think basically just introduction, some of the introduction stuff. And first it says lesson title is Konnichiwa, right? Konnichiwa is hello. Konnichiwa is sort of like it's usually during the day. I mean, because we have good morning and good evening for other terms, right? So, but it is a universal hello that's polite, right? So, konnichiwa. Okay. So, the number 1, あなたはどうしますか? You see the You learn this? どうしますか? 日本ではどうしますか? What do you do? What do people do in Japan? Which you see some of our, if you're joining from South Florida, this kissing and hugging and stuff are, maybe that's what you do. And in Japan, you've probably seen in different places that we bow, and it's like so. I mean, we can be respectful, social distancing. So this is a really cool way, very sanitary, right? But so we bow as a respect. We don't do that to among friends though. This is more like this is on a picture. It looks like a work setting. You might bow if it's your older family member, like my grandparents or uncle, aunts, that kind of stuff. But if you're younger, with your cousins, friends, classmates, we don't bow to each other. You might bow to teacher. So, you want to find the right context, but I think it's better to be polite than not polite. So if you don't know, I think go with the politer way. I think that's the way to go. So, konnichiwa. So you can say it in both occasions. Looks like they're during the day. And the greetings, some of you focus on what it is. Some of you focus on how you write it or how you say it. Here you can see the pronunciation here, so that's nice. The morning, ohayo gozaimasu. You can just say ohayo, that's okay. It sounds like Ohio. You've probably heard this, but so ohayo, you can remember that, right? So ohayo, that's informal. If you want to make it formal, ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Okay, that's morning. During the day, that's it. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. And in the evening, konbanwa. Konbanwa. So that's the greeting for the evening. When you meet with somebody, you can say either 1 or 3, depending on the time of that day. Okay, so when you apart from each other, you say sayonara. Honestly, though, we don't really say sayonara like among friends. It's not wrong, but I don't know. I just don't use it. But it's correct. Goodbye is sayonara. But among friends, honestly, I would say like mata ne. So it's similar to what this thing number 4 in the orange box. Mata ne. Ja mata is like so bye. See you. Mata ne is also see you. Sayonara. Yeah, I'm here sometimes. I use it sometimes, but mm, I I don't use it as much as books and so. Uh, or you can say number 5. This looks like a work context, but this one says osaki ni tsurei shimasu. So osaki is like I will be ahead. Like I will leave. Oh, my phone died. I was looking at a chat, a managing chat just in case, but well, I'll recharge it. So, osaki ni tsurei shimasu. Osaki is be ahead. So, if you're at work, you are leaving before everybody else, which is sort of like hard to do, anyways, especially if you're like just started. But I will leave before you, kind of. But you can say 失礼します. It's like, excuse me. You can say that. If it's not like you're leaving ahead of people, you can say 失礼します. I will excuse myself. 失礼します. 失礼します. So you can see E there. And that's the pink box. And then the orange one is お疲れ様でした. O is what you learned today. お疲れ様でした. So after a long day of work or task, お疲れ様でした. It's like thank you for the hard work. It's not necessarily you are looking down on people though. Like you can say it to each other and still be respectful. So I think it's お疲れ様でした. Like that's sort of universally okay. Like after a game, after work, after even Bible study, I guess you can say that. お疲れ様でした. It's like we've done something together and then we'll be apart. So I think these are great greetings to remember. And if you're working on the writing, to be able to write everything, it's great. Okay. So greet each other in Japanese. So you see different type of greetings here again. Hugging and shaking hands, which I think in a business context or even not business context, I've seen people shaking hands in Japan, and that's totally, I think, acceptable. Maybe not for older people, but I think in a general population, in a business or non-business context, you can greet by shaking hands. But you can be safe if you wanted to bow, so that you don't feel like you're not invading. But I think it's pretty widely accepted to shake hands. And this gentleman in a D, he's from, I'm not sure which countries, but in South Asia somewhere. So putting his hands together. In Japanese, though, we don't typically do that. I see people do that to me who are not familiar with Japanese culture. You might do that before martial arts match, but we don't usually do that in the greetings. But that's, Japan is becoming more diverse. So I think there will be more diverse ways of greeting, and which is great. So, And especially those who are from Asia, they're increasing numbers. So you will see more and more, and especially in Tokyo or like Osaka area. So what would you say when you greet people during the day? So you could say konnichiwa if it's during the day, or if it's in the evening, you can say konbanwa.
We don't usually do that.
And in the morning, you can say ohayo or ohayo gozaimasu. Okay. And here is number 6. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigato is thank you. Gozaimasu makes it more polite, like ohayo gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. It makes it very polite. Arigato is not wrong, but make it even better would be gozaimasu to be formal. Arigatou gozaimasu. This one in the red, orange, is saying ie. You can say it's like ie is like no problem, kind of. I think ie is no, but no problem, or no big deal. Kind of. I think it's sort of like an abbreviated version of no problem. You probably have also heard どういたしまして。どういたしまして. Sometimes people say don't touch my mustache. I'm not sure if that will help or not. どういたしまして. Okay, so that's you're welcome, which you could use. But if anything, remember to say thank you, right? That would be helpful whether you're traveling or interacting with Japanese people, right? Because you wanted to express that. And すみません is on the bottom of the number 7. すみません. Try to say that as like, thank you, sorry to bother you, but thank you. すみません、ありがとうございます. Yeah, I think you can say that. すみません.すみません is also excuse me. It's like if you're passing through the crowd and busy street, or you have to get off the train packed with people. すみません. You can go out. Excuse me. Or if you're at a restaurant, but it's like sort of like izakaya where you can shout to the waiter. Now you have the button though, but old style, you say すみません. It's like excuse me, and you like the waiter waitress come and get your order. So you can use すみません on various occasions. When somebody does something to you, something nice to you, すみません, like excuse sorry to bother you, thank you. You can say that, you don't have to, but I think you might hear that spontaneously from Japanese people. I've heard that for sure. And then number 8 is すみません. すみません. すみません is I'm sorry. You can also say ごめんなさい. ごめんなさい. I'm sorry. The orange box say ie, but he looks very mad. Ie. He is like probably similar to number 6, no problem. You can also say if it's okay, then you can say 大丈夫です. 大丈夫ですよ. It's like it's okay, no problem. But he doesn't look like that, so I'm not sure when maybe he will start, preaching or like saying stuff to this person who seemed to be late, right? Because you see that watch. But すみません, ごめんなさい. Either one will work. Number 9, すみません. This is the one that I was saying about ordering at a restaurant, but it looks like a nice restaurant, which you probably wouldn't say that. Like you don't want to shout very loudly, すみません. Maybe like, small voice, すみません. No? And then, はい. はい, yes. Yes. How can I help you? はい. Yes, hi is yes, but in this occasion, hi is like, yes, can I help you to get more orders or something like that. So you can use すみません in different occasions. Right? So number 8, you can say ごめんなさい. But number 9, you wouldn't say ごめんなさい because ごめんなさい is I'm sorry. すみません could be I'm sorry or excuse me. So すみません kind of works broader, I guess. Okay, so that's, I think that's, oh, still have this. Okay, so next part. If you have any questions, you can type it on the chat. I'll try to answer and address that if you have anything. So on this page, I was telling earlier to you that Japanese has hiragana, katakana, and kanji, right? So hiragana is the first 4 letters, and katakana is the second set of letters, and the kanji is the third kanji, right? So we use combination of these 3. And this question here is which is Japanese. 日本語はどれですか? 日本語はどれですか? So can we recognize Japanese from this list? Oops. So I think there are 2. Well, I mean, I know the languages, but I don't know what they exactly say. It's probably say hello for all the languages, but so Japanese is this one. Konnichiwa on the bottom and the middle. Once you learn more, it will jump right at you, which is a nice experience. And this one here looks shows you the contrast of what it looks like for each of the type of letters that we use in Japanese. So hiragana 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3, right? So kanji 1 to 3 is nice because it's like, you can learn in addition to Aiueo today. 1, 2, 3. It's like, the bar increases as you increase the numbers, but don't be tricked. 4 is very different in kanji. So in 1, 2, 3 is pretty, intuitive. So we'll talk about that another time. But Romaji is the one that, you can read with this 1, 2, 3. So we can, as you learn Japanese writing, you can use Romaji to Roman character. Romaji, Ji is a character, right? So 1, 2, 3, and you can read and move on. And some of the, I'm not sure, in Japan, it's probably, if you go to like the stations and stuff, you won't see Romaji, but you will see English something, and then Japanese, like a station name and stuff. But if it's a name, like a name of the station where there's no English word exists, then it would have Romaji writing, right? So if it's Sangenjaya, it's the name of that station, you can translate that into English, so you have like this Romaji Sangenjaya. It's like it's gonna be written the way it pronounces, so it'll help. Katakana 1, 2, 3. So it's same. So katakana, some of the katakana and hiragana are similar, some of them are not. So you kind of like, figure it out. Katakana is used on like the things that are foreign to Japanese. Like name of my husband, he's from El Salvador, he's not Japanese. So his name would be written in katakana. Or like things that come from other countries, like McDonald's, it will be McDonaldo in Japanese. That's how we say it, McDonaldo. So like, what is that? Right, but that would be written in katakana because it's a foreign thing. And then suji, yes, like numbers, we use that too. So 1, 2, 3, so we use that as well. And you can see in this newspaper that, you know, this is really, I think might be old, but you can see the combination of, for example, number 1, you see, what is this first one? It's very complicated. So you can maybe imagine that this is kanji. And the second letter is, oh, you learned this today. I, right? And then the third one is again kanji. And the fourth one is hiragana. No, and then the last one on number 1 is number 3, which you saw earlier on this page. So those who are learning kanji, it says atsui, natsu no shichigo-san. I actually think that this kanji is not correct because their atsui is hot, but this hot is like heat hot, and atsui could be heat like hot, like atsui like fire. You touch fire, it's really hot, or oven and it's hot, and then the climate is hot. There's a different kanji for it, which is like confusing for even Japanese people, but don't worry. And you get there when you get there, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe it means something else that I'm not thinking about, but typically when it's climate, this is not the kanji that we use for atsui. So atsui is hot, natsu is summer, natsu no shichigo-san is, shichigo-san is sort of like a ceremony thing you do when you, girls are 7 and 3, and then boys are 5. They go to like usually shrine to sort of wishing for a healthy year ahead. You don't have to go to shrines. Some people just take pictures with a kimono, with the, you know, of course, with the kids. They're so cute. So it's like a nice memory for the family. You can see the picture on the next, on the right side of this news paper article. And the kids are dressing like this and take picture. So that's number 1. And then number 2, you see these letters. These are katakana, and the last letter is kanji. And number 3 here on the article, the first 2 are kanji. 3rd to the 5th is hiragana. And then number, and then kanji, and the rest are hiragana, so oboete inai. E is what you learn, e. And the last one is I, which you learned as well. So you might start to recognize, and this is fun. So maybe this week you can look at different Japanese writings and recognizing different types of letters being used. If you don't know where to look, we have a Facebook page that we post things, sometimes articles in English, Japanese, I write, and we have blog from the website that I showed you in the beginning. We have YouTube channel, which I think the title will be in Japanese. So, and you can Google, you have favorite manga, I don't know, whatever you like, but maybe being able to see the examples and being able to recognize some letters, maybe you can try that. That would be a fun exercise for this week. And I think that we have like 2 minutes. So these are other examples of like a magazine or streets, which we probably don't have these in Miami. maybe Japanese restaurants, but think about it, what we can do on the web. Like we have so much information, and we can even go to like Yahoo Japan and look at the news article. If, even if it doesn't make sense, you can see the picture and some of the writings. You know that just being familiar with it might be good. So we could look at this. But so yeah, so this is sort of yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. We're almost done, so I won't go further with this, but um, yeah. So this magazine is you can see aquarium, so it's something about the aquarium. And I mean, you can figure it out because we have a lot of English letters too, and cool things are in English too. So a lot of things you might just get the gist out of it. It may not be details, but hey, somewhere to start. So sometimes you see wrong English, but that happens. Anyway, so I hope you continue staying well, and we will be continuing with this next week. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please let me know through more that you have with communication or our Facebook page. And if you have any, yeah, thoughts, also please let me know. And thank you very much. And we have Bible study at 11. We have two guest speakers. Well, two guests today. So it's going to be on this page again. So I would encourage you to join us. And thank you. Bye.